Hi everyone, welcome back to Charles Cup Engineering. Once again, we're back with another 2D sketching drawing in which we're going to be practicing in Creo Parametric, 2D sketcher. We've got a technical drawing that we're going to be using, and then we're going to be using that technical drawing in Creo Parametric and try and sketch this drawing up. So if you're if you're a subscriber, welcome back, and if you're new here, in this on this channel we basically try to sketch different 2D drawings and model up 3D model up from 3D drawings as well. So without any further delay, we're gonna jump right into it. The first thing when you open the Creo Parametric software is the first screen that you see when you open Creo Parametric is this one. So you can see here that these are three planes, front, right, and top. You can choose any plane you want from this screen. You can either choose any plane from here, or you can select any plane from here. I'm gonna select the front one, and then I'm gonna click the sketch button to enter the sketching mode to start drawing up the sketch. And then I'm gonna click this button here, which says sketch view, so that we can have a perpendicular view of the plane. Now I'm gonna hide the plane because we don't really need to see it, and I'm gonna hide these two symbols as well. This is gonna be over here. There you go. Perfect. So the drawing today is this one. Again, as always, if you've watched my previous videos, which I recommend that you do, usually what I do is I try and identify axes of symmetry in every model that I find. So in this case, you might be tempting. Okay, so this is a tricky one compared to the previous ones. You might be tempting to say that this is symmetric along the vertical as well as the horizontal axes as well. But you might notice that this is not symmetrical about the vertical axis, because you've got different radii arcs over here. You've got 100 over here, 50 over there. You got 22 unit diameter circle here, and this is a 16 millimeter 16 unit diameter or 8 unit radius over here. And then obviously, so the point is, this part is not symmetrical about the vertical axis. However, it is symmetrical about the horizontal axis to some degree. If you leave out these this pattern of circles, you can see that all the rest of the dimensions, they're symmetrical about this horizontal axis. So this is a symmetry that we're going to be using in this sketching video. So without any further delay, again, I've got this drawing printed out in front of me. I can see it while I record this video. You cannot see me, but I can see the drawing. But for you guys, I'm gonna link this drawing in the description, so if you want to practice it on your own, and then obviously if you want to sketch it up as well, you can find it in the description section, and it's gonna take you to a Google Drive link. Perfect. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a center line horizontal, because we just noticed that this is symmetrical around this axis. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this circle, and obviously since this is the line of symmetry crosses around here, so the origin is going to be somewhere around here, so that it's easier for us to use the symmetry. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this inner circle of 15.7 unit radius, and then the outer circle of 58 unit diameter. One thing I want you to notice is that over here it says R29, and then over here it says this symbol 58, which means, so this symbol, again, this means diameter, which is 58, and this R means radius of 29. Again, if a diameter is equal to 2 times the radius, so if you multiply 29 by 2, it becomes 58. So both of these dimensions are equal, so it's just to confuse you basically. So 29 unit radius outer circle, and 15.7 unit radius inner circle. So let's get on with it. I'm going to select the circle command, center and point, and then I'm going to make the inner circle first and then the outer circle. So the outer diameter was 58, so we don't need to you can convert it into 29 unit radius by this command, but you don't have to So 58.0. I'm gonna lock. So okay, let me just quickly do this, and then I'm gonna show you a trick. So I'm gonna convert this into radius, because on the drawing it says radius 15.7. I'm gonna select this, and okay, now one more thing. I can notice that I can still, click and drag this up, and that's gonna change our diameter. So to avoid that, I'm gonna convert it back to 58, and then I'm gonna lock this dimension so that we cannot change this, right? So same with this one, it is changeable. So 15.7 again. Oops, sorry, 15.7, and then I'm gonna lock this as well. Now, so you can see these two symbols over here. So this means that these two are concentric, which means that both of these circles have a common center. And this symbol means that this center point is coincident on this central axis, which means that this point lies on this line, so it cannot move anywhere else. But this point can still move in the vertical direction over here, which is still uncontrolled. So on this drawing, you can see that our line of symmetry passes through here, but so from the distance from this line of symmetry to the center of the circle is 34. So we can change that. Double click this and make it 34. Again, to avoid changing this, we're gonna lock this dimension, and then so now it's fully dimensioned, and then you cannot change this at all. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this circle and this one, which are 40 units or millimeters, because this drawing doesn't say anywhere that this is in millimeters, so I'm not gonna assume any units. So I'm just gonna say units, say for example 40 units. I'm not gonna say millimeter, I'm not gonna say inches or kilometers, anything. So this is 40 units away from the center over here, so the center of the circle, and same with this as well. So obviously we cannot use the mirror command along this axis, because these two have different radii or diameter. So from 50 units away from the assumed central axis, we're gonna make the circle with a 22 units of diameter. So I'm gonna make the circle here now. So this is a 22 units diameter, and then it is 40 units away from the center. And then I'm going to lock both of these dimensions so that they cannot be changed by me accidentally or intentionally. Perfect. So you can see that this is not moving at all. Now I'm going to make another circle over here with a radius of 8. Again, this has to be 40 units away from the center, and then 8.0. It was 8, right? I think. Yep. Perfect. I'm gonna lock these two up. Lock, and then lock. Perfect. These are not moving. Again, this the whole model is symmetrical about this axis, so we don't really need the bottom half of these circles. I mean, you can keep it there, but I'm gonna take it off, because in the end I'm gonna use a mirror command, and then I'm gonna select the whole thing, and then I'm gonna mirror it across this axis. So I don't want to double this circle when I mirror it. So you'll see in the end when I use the mirror command. Perfect. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this arc with 50 radius, and then this arc with 100 radius. Okay, no. So you can notice that you've got another arc over here with a diameter of 38, and then over here you've got a radius of 4. So how I calculated this radius is because the radius of this circle is 8, as you can see here. So 8, it means that from this point to this point it's 8 units, and then you can see that this is dimension says this is the horizontal thickness of this section, which means that 8 plus 4, the total radius of this arc is gonna become 8 plus 4 equals to 12. So I've got a diameter 38 arc, and then a radius 12 arc. Oops, sorry. Now I'm gonna make those arcs. I'm gonna use the circle command. So you have to be careful. So you can see that you've got a highlight of the central green circle over here. Sorry, I can't move my mouse. So, and then you can also see a symbol which says equal, so which activates a constraint which makes both of these circles equal in diameter or radius. We don't want that because obviously these two are different, so I'm going to select a new point where this constraint doesn't apply. Now, the diameter of this arc is 38.0. Perfect, and I'm gonna lock this. And now you can see that this is not moving in the horizontal direction because this constraint is applied over here, which means that this circle, this arc, and this circle have a common center point. And you know that since that dimension was applied to the arc's center point, so which means that because of this constraint, this dimension applies to this circle as well, and thus it's not gonna move anywhere. I'm gonna delete the lower section again, and then I'm gonna go over here and then make a circle of radius 12. Simple. So it's gonna be 24. Okay, I'm just gonna use whatever is given in the drawing. So 12.0. I'm gonna lock this, and it's not gonna move. Again, delete the lower section. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this 50 radius arc and then this 100 radius arc. I'm gonna use a circle command. I'm gonna take any random point, and then I'm gonna keep coming over here, and then you can see that this symbol, which it means that the tangency constraint is going to be applied to both these to the lower arc and then the circle. It means that these two, this circle and an arc, they touch each other at a common tangent point, at just one point, which means that it is tangential to each other. One more thing I'm going to do is notice, so one more thing you can notice that this is tangentially joining with this circle as well. So I'm gonna join this tangentially as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this, hold Control, and then select this as well, and then apply this tangent command. Now this is gonna be converted into radius, and then a radius of 50 units. I only need this section, so I'm gonna select the delete segment, and then I'm gonna delete the rest of it that we don't need. Perfect. I'm gonna take this over here, the radius, and I will lock it so that this doesn't move. Perfect. Similar thing is gonna happen over here. I'm gonna use a circle, and then I'm gonna bring it close to here so that the tangency command constraint can be applied. And I'm gonna press escape to come out of the circle command. I'm gonna select this circle, hold Control, and select this arc, and then you use the tangency constraint or tangent constraint to make both of them tangent. Now I'm gonna make this as radius of 100. Again, I only need this section, so I'm gonna delete the rest of it. Delete, and then delete, and then I can just simply select it and then press delete to delete that part. And I will lock this up so that it doesn't move. Perfect. So what else is remaining? Now you can notice that we only got, so the upper half is ready, apart from these circles, the pattern circles that we're going to be doing later after this step. But the front half is ready. So what we can do now is we can literally select all of this, and then we can mirror it along this horizontal axis as we mentioned earlier. So I'm going to select all of this, press the mirror command, and then I'm going to use the line of symmetry, and it's going to create basically copy the whole thing over here as well. You can see that there's a lot of clutter. These are dimensions and then the constraints that are activated in this drawing. So I'm going to go over here, which is the sketcher display filters, and I'm going to uncheck the constraints display so that it cleans up our drawing a bit and hides the constraints. It is sometimes necessary to have the constraints shown because in complicated drawings you need to see how different segments or different features of a part or a sketch are referenced to each other. or have a relationship, different relationships that are formed while you make the sketch. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this pattern of circles. Over here you can see that these so I'm just gonna full screen it. Over here you can see that again we can make a what do you call it, we can make a pattern. So if I was using any other software, I would have just created one circle over here, and then could have used a pattern command. But in Creo Sketcher, I mean in Creo, when you make 3D modeling in Creo, the pattern command is still there. But in Creo Sketcher, when you're sketching, there's no pattern command that you can use, so you have to make it manually. So what I can do is I can make these 3 circles, and then I can literally do apply the mirror command again by having a horizontal line over here, and then I'm going to mirror it on the other side. So these 2 are separated by an angle of 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So I'm gonna initially I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some construction lines at 60 degrees to each other and to make these circles. And then we've got this circle as well, which is a 15.7, which you already have it here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the top circle over here. The radius of these circles is 3 units, so 3.0. And then I can lock this. Now I'm going to turn the construction mode on and select line so that it can make a construction line. I will make this line up to this point, and then I can press escape. Now, so since these are 2 circles are separated at an angle of 60 degrees, so this angle would be 90 plus 30. So this angle is 30 degrees, 30 plus 60 equals to 90. So this angle would be 90 plus 30 equals to 120. So there's a little bit of math as well, but not a lot, so you don't have to worry. So you can lock this, so it is fully constrained now. So I don't have to make like all of them different, all like 4 different construction lines, because I'm going to be using the mirror command as well in this. So I'm going to press escape again, turn off the construction mode, otherwise it's just going to keep on making construction circles. Perfect. And this is a radius of 3.0. I will lock it, and then I will select this and then use the mirror command and mirror it along this line of symmetry. Press escape and select all 3 of them. Oops. Select this, press control, select all of them, and then oh yeah, sorry, I forgot, I have to make another center line over here so that we can mirror all these circles along this axis as well. Center line. Press escape, select, hold control and select all of 3 of them, and use the mirror command and select this line of symmetry so that it can be mirrored across. Press escape, and then we've got our circles over here. So similar thing is going to be done on this side. So the separation between these circles, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The separation between these circles is 45 degrees. So I'm going to do the similar thing over here. Initially, so construction mode is still enabled. I'm going to select the line command. I'm going to hover over the center, and then I'm going to keep hovering over here. So you've got this small construction line, if you may. And then I'm going to go over here and then make a center line all the way across the circle. Press escape and then make another center line up to this point. Press escape again. Press escape again. So since this is a 45 degree separation, so this is indeed 135. That is by coincidence that I've got exactly 135. Oh yeah, it's not exactly 135, so we need to make it exactly 135, and then lock this. So the first circle I'm going to do is I'm going to make it over here. Sorry, need to disable the construction mode, and the radius of this circle is 4. I'm going to select the circle command, make a circle with a radius of 4.0. So I'm only going to be making 2 circles. So you can see that as I drag the circle, uh, that the first circle highlights. So this circle highlights, which means that you can also notice that this the equal constraint is also highlighted, which means that at this distance or radius, both of these circles are gonna have the same radius or circle. So I'm gonna click over here, and then that same constraint is applied. If I turn this on, you can see that this constraint is applied to both these circles, implying that it has a both of them have a same radius. Perfect. So I'm gonna hide these. So how I gonna make the rest of these circles? So I'm just gonna use the mirror command. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna use this as a center line. I'm gonna click the mirror command, use this as a center line, and it's gonna make a circle over here. Similarly, I'm gonna select this circle and hold control and select this circle, use the mirror command, and it's going to make circles over here as well. Now these three circles need to be mirrored across as well, so I'm going to select all three by holding the control and use the mirror command, and it's going to make circles over here as well. So if I zoom out a bit, you can see the drawing is ready. I'm going to turn off all the rest of the clutter and all the rest of the constraints and dimensions as well. So now, yeah, we've got the drawing ready over here. So yeah, basically this is how you make a drawing similar to this as well. Yeah, hope that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, if you've got, okay, one more thing I noticed over here is that we need to get rid of these sections. So I'm gonna quickly segment this. Okay, perfect. Now it looks good. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so that's all for today. If you like the video, let me know in the comments. If I made any mistakes or any feedback, would greatly be appreciated. So this is part of a Creo Parametric 2D sketching playlist. I will be uploading a video pretty much every day. Yeah, if you like it, like the video, leave any comment if you've got any feedback, or if you want some other content that you require, and subscribe this channel to as well if that's really gonna benefit me in the long run. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.